Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to another live tarot session. Hey Jean, I'm glad you found me. Yeah, sorry. More technical issues, so I just had to switch to this one to the sound. Still working on it, but I didn't want to have more sound issues. Hey Danny. I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. And happy full moon Friday as well. So for anyone who saw the community post today, some of you may already know, it's the last super moon of 2024 and it's in Taurus and it's happening today. Sure thing, Danny, sure thing. I'll wait for a few more people to I think it's the beaver moon, Jean, but I could be wrong on that. It's in Taurus anyway, so it's meant to be a time to take a moment to ground ourselves. We're obviously in Scorpio season now, and it can be quite an intense time. So on this full moon, so I know, Danny, it might differ when it's at its fullest, obviously for where you are and time wise. But yeah, I looked last night as well, and it was really bright, the moon. But yeah, because it's in Taurus, that's obviously all about stability, the element of earth, and a time to ground ourselves in the midst of emotional intensity of Scorpio. Yeah, I think it's the beaver moon, Jean, if I remember rightly. But let's crack on. Thank you for being here. So, Jean, do you have a question, general message, general energy check for the weekend, please? Sure thing. Let's focus on that. Spirit, please bring a message through for Jean for this weekend, please, Spirit. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. 6 of materials, Jean. So nice energy. Focusing on regaining some kind of balance here, Jean. Now materials, it can denote to work. So I don't know, it could be about restoring balance if you've been working a lot hard and feeling quite drained on that, and taking some time out. I know this has come up for you before about this kind of work-life balance and rest, being in action being as important as action. So make sure that the scales are balanced this weekend, but it's a very sort of celebratory energy as well of connecting with someone as well, potentially here, friends, family, if that can offset that work balance, if you've got any plans to be with family, to be with friends, whatever that means to you, some kind of social energy here. But it's an opportunity for a reset, and always brings up the question about giving and receiving with this card, Jean. So about being, if you feel that you've maybe overextended yourself, the last week or beyond that. This is an opportunity to have a reset and to try to regain some balance. And this will in turn bring you some inner stability. And much like this Taurus full moon, which said, an opportunity to ground yourself, just with this being materials energy, this will keep you grounded, this will keep you centered. Danny, this is for you. Hey Annika, hey Unicorn, thanks for being here. You're welcome, Jean, you're very welcome. Danny baby, can I get a message from Spirit, please, for your highest good? Absolutely. Thanks for letting me know, Danny. Message for Danny, please, Spirit. It's your card, Danny. Don't you get this a lot? Queen of Wands, Queen of Inspiration. Really feel like this is your energy, almost like this represents your character. Queen of Inspiration, yeah, you get it so often. So it's a reminder to remember who you are. Noticed as well, though, that she is, in this image particularly, what I'm drawn to is how she has her eyes closed and is going within. It's like a real moment of stillness, this card. So, because Queen of Inspiration is ruled by, as you're probably aware, but ruled by the element of fire, is someone who is a natural leader, is someone who is action orientated, a doer. Yeah, someone who gets an idea and makes it happen. Great at getting new ideas off the ground. Sometimes can burn too brightly and burn out. But what I'm really drawn to this time with the Queen of Inspiration, let us say, is this kind of moment of being still. This is the Muse Tarot deck that I'm using, Danny, today. One of the regular ones that I use. And this is also what I'm drawn to. So I'm seeing this image quite differently to what I normally do. This is a third eye is being activated as well. So I feel like the message from Spirit is to factor in these moments of stillness. Maybe the focus now, so yeah, you feel burnt out, is about going within more than, so actually chill things on the action front. Take a step back from that, at least in the next couple of days, if you can. Go within. The third eye is obviously all about our being able to see the truth, see through illusion. It's a spiritual awakening when our third eye is opened. Again, draw on, say, meditation, spiritual practices. Yeah, the Muse Tarot deck. Spiritual practice that you do, Danny. So just over the next couple of days, funnily enough, all this advice is centering around this kind of Taurus moon as well, about slowing down and reconnecting to ourselves. It's not really about a time of being really busy. So even the things that you have to do, try and do them with mindfulness and a slower pace if possible. So yeah, Danny, I really feel like it's a chance, a moment. It's needed for you to go within and to um, slow down and check back in with yourself. So I hope that resonated. Bottom of the deck, quickly just drawn to this four of emotions. I don't know if you're feeling emotionally, maybe this goes hand in hand with being burnt out, being quite down, disappointed about something. Focusing on these three cups, there is a fourth cup coming through, which is a new information, a new opportunity, different perspective on things. So, anyone, thank you for joining the chat. Daruv, can you pop your like in the chat and just wait to be called if you want a reading? So you don't need to repeat the questions, just pop your like in. I do everyone in order. And then just don't clog up the chat. Thank you. Aniket, are you here, my dear? Hey, Izzy. Hey, Naresh. So, Naresh, same for you. Just pop your like in the chat. Hold your questions until you're called. And then when I call your name, have your question ready. Hey, Judite. So Unicorn, yeah, absolutely. I know you're a regular here, so just pop your like in the chat and then just hold your question until I call you. And it's just trying to streamline the process. And then for anyone, if I call your name and you're not here, you will be skipped. Just so you know, just so we can keep things moving. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. We need Janavi. Danny baby, yeah. Exactly, just that. I have a tendency to do that as well, that you find yourself when you get stressed and that everything becomes a rush. And it's not even that you're getting things done quickly, but I can spend a lot of time just going in circles. Oh, thank you, Annika. I really appreciate that. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your help. But yeah, Danny, it's like we can get everything done and we can still like move slowly, because that's like life, isn't it? If you just so taking it slow is like being able to enjoy the process and life. So let's all go with this Taurus full moon and this weekend. Let's all go at a really slow pace. Thanks, Annika. So what's coming towards you? You're welcome, Danny. Yeah, everyone's feeling a bit worn out maybe at the end of this week. Yeah, need to rest a bit more maybe, Jean. It's hard when you've got lots of things to do. Or I always think, well, okay, well, the things that we have to do, we have to do. But you could do them slowly and maybe just try and shorten the list, when the list gets longer and longer and longer, and then it's just impossible. Okay, Annika, this is for you. Sorry to keep you waiting. So what's coming towards Annika? Aniket. The Chariot, Major Arcana, Aniket. So Aniket, this is the Chariot is about forward movement, okay? So if something has felt stagnated, this is the Chariot has a very determined energy. It's like moving into a state of feeling really quite confident, and you know that determination, that feeling of determination where you think it's like a reclaiming of your own power. So you no longer kind of feel at the mercy of a situation. You feel determined that you're going to make it happen and feeling confident in that. So the Chariot energy, I always see like that, despite it not having to be perfect and it not having to be that there aren't challenges along the road, along this path, but it's having that confidence that you will overcome those challenges and get to the finish line. So if there's, let me know if this resonates, if there's, because it feels like something on a very deep level that you feel drawn to. Can you see how pulled, energetically pulled this person is here? And this is obviously a all these horses again representing that being pulled along. It feels inevitable that you will be drawn along this path. So this could be currently happening, or it can be near future and energies, Aniket. But it's like that. It feels very much something like a new level of confidence, where maybe that you've had doubt, and you feel very determined to make it happen. Ace of Emotions drawn to this at the bottom of the deck as well, because this is like it's on an emotional level. So something, this movement, this Chariot energy, surrounded by, it's something very heartfelt to you. Could be a relationship just because it's emotions, but it could be, it's broader than that, something that has been very close to your heart. Yeah. New experiences, new feelings, some kind of deep dive emotionally that's coincided with this karmic pull of your next level, your next part of your next chapter, Aniket. Hey, Ivo. Aniket, you know when you say you can nightbot to make a list, does that mean, what does that mean? Hey, Jean, what happens with the PayPal link? I'm just checking with Aniket what you mean, if there's something that will make a list. Or is that you can add, I've got PayPal, Jean. Yeah. So it's, if you follow the link, the link pop link in the pinned comment, this takes you, that is where it says live readings. That is my oh, thank you, Aniket. I'm gonna I'll do that this weekend, look into that, because that would be a lot. I was wondering if there was, I'd researched, see if there was something like that, but I couldn't find anything. So thank you. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Aniket. I'll look into it, and if I've got any questions, I'll ask you if that's all right. I was hoping something like that existed. Jean, I'll just let you see if you find that link. Like I say, go to the link pop link. Then what will come up is 3 tabs and one that says live readings, and you need to click on that, and that takes you to PayPal. Right, let's Unicorn, do you have your question? Pop it in the chat. You're next on the list. No worries, Jean. Oh, I don't really feel like that would be a question for how I read the tarot, Unicorn, with missing objects. Just with me being an energy reader, I don't think yeah, I don't really feel like that would be something that I could, the way that I read the tarot, that would come through. Let me know if you've got a different question or if you'd like a general reading. Hey, Anne. Thanks for being here. We're just waiting for Unicorn to pop an alternate question. Just refer to the list that Aniket's put in, Daruv. Okay, no problem, Unicorn. Spirit, what does Unicorn need to hear right now? Please, Spirit, what does Unicorn need to hear right now? Unicorn, Two of Voices. This is a decision needing to be made when we see this card. So it can be current energies, can be incoming messages in the near future, okay? So take what resonates with this. But this is that part of where you feel indecisive in your head. See how this sort of head is scrambled, can cause some stress, some anxiety. The two roads here representing, you know, the two paths that will lay out in front of you. And the message comes with this card always is that you need to really again be introspective and to go within to find and listen to that quiet, often quiet whisper of intuition that lies within us, that might not be the answer even that we want to hear, but is kind of our truth. And it is inside of you, but it's like needing to shut out other voices, maybe other people who might have their opinion on what you should do. But it's a tricky place to be. It's almost like the indecision part of it is the most painful part of the process. Once you've decided, then there'll be a sense of relief, yeah, that you can just commit to one path, one choice. Interestingly, I always see with this card that it all leads to the same place. So maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself about that this decision feels like it could have a huge impact and take you off your path, get you on the wrong path. But actually with this card, I often think that, you know, all roads lead to this gateway here. So whatever you're aiming for, you will get there. And it's not dependent on it's not like a do or die kind of situation when we see this card, and sometimes we can put so much pressure on ourselves and are scared of making a mistake. But yeah, you focusing, going within, introspection, going within to find the answer. Hey Kelly, thank you for being here. Just if anyone's new here, just subscribe and put your like in the chat. I just read everyone in order. So when it's your turn, you will be called and just have your answer ready then. And you'll be added to the list once you put your like in the chat. So thanks, Jean. You've sent a PayPal. Awesome. So you will just take priority if you bear with me one moment. So if anyone does want a more in-depth reading, you can just check out the pinned comment in the chat, and then you would take obviously paid readings take priority, booked readings take priority. Okay, thanks, Jean. So unicorn, yeah, true. Sometimes people just seem to like to give unwarranted input. Yeah, exactly. Tune out their voices, if that's what was the part, particularly of that reading that jumped out to you, unicorn, and trust yourself on this one. I've received it, Jean. Thank you. Absolutely. So we'll look at your reading now. So energy check around me and JD, no contact. So just take a deep breath, Jean. Center yourself and be open to the messages meant to reach you today regarding you and JD. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Jean, how crazy. 3 major arcanas in a 3-card reading, Jean. That's very significant. This tells me like this is quite a serious connection. No, you're in no contact now. How long does this history go back? I'm just wondering why, such powerful cards have come through, always denotes of the energy between you and this person. It feels like it's no small feat, this connection. Obviously just share whatever you feel comfortable with. But so we start off with the Justice card. There is some kind of transformation undergoing on this in this connection. See, this is represented by you and them. So this is the distance, but the connection is still there. Yeah. Interestingly, both hands reaching out to each other. But what is this? What is this space? Why the space? Justice card is also about you receiving some kind of justice, a fair outcome. So I don't know if there was someone didn't behave in the best way here, and this is about wrongs being righted. And there is a transformation. So this could be within you and or the situation. Can you see how this old skin is being shed? And there is a new you, like maybe in relation to this connection, like you might have a different perspective, a different viewpoint of what went on and what went down in this connection. Temperance is about things coming back into harmony, which is interesting as well. So this is on the cards and is a possibility still. Temperance is about, I think this has been going on for some time, the no contact as well. I don't know when the last time that you heard from them, but the Temperance card is a promise really of things coming back into harmony. Needing patience, needing to allow things to unfold, not not being particularly action orientated with this. This is very much like a sense of flow, divine timing, um, moving quite slowly, maybe moving slower than what you might like, but ultimately roads leading to harmony. And then we've got the Hierophant, and this, excuse me, represents a few things: a higher level of commitment. Um, it's about moving into a more traditional path. So this is about following the rules, doing things the right way, not rushing in. If this harmony is restored, Jean. So I feel like once you get to the more harmony comes into this connection, then we see the Hierophant, which is this is you being reconnected, reconciliation, moving back into each other's lives. Auras here, connecting again. This is needing to take things slow, so not rushing in, needing to do things by the rule book. And take a traditional approach, yeah? So don't do anything out of the box here. Needing to play by the rules if things are going to succeed, if you're going to make progress. But this is very powerful energies, 3 major arcanas, so very significant. A lot of change, starting off with justice, the transformation that is happening in this connection, maybe beneath the surface, behind the scenes. There's also some change, I believe, happening in Eugene around this connection. All roads lead to this harmonious energy. And then from there, once you're more in that energy, harmonious energy, this is when you need to play by the book, play by the rules. So I hope that resonated for you. It feels like a very significant connection. Yeah, it was a nice reading. Good energies, powerful energies though. So I don't know if this feels like, a calm connection of sorts. Right, I'll get back to the 1 card readings now. I don't do timelines, so I mean, when I say near future, I tend to think 3 to 6 months. So that was that Hierophant card, which is with the ending with the near future energy of that coming back into contact again. So 3 to 6 months is how I factor in near future times. So just for those new entering the chat, I'm just reposting the message here for anyone who's missing it. If you'd like a reading, what you need to do. You're welcome, Jean. Keep us posted, yeah? Okay, back to the list. So we have, just so we know who's next, if you can have your question ready, we have Naresh and Daruv. So if you're still here, Naresh, if I call your name and you're not here, I will just skip, just to keep it moving. Thank you, Naresh. Okay, so Shajana, sorry, probably pronouncing that very wrong, was my ex, got married 10 years ago. I'm getting too emotional thinking of her recently. Is she happy? Will she come back to me? Shall I wait or move on? Wow, okay, Naresh. So she got married, am I right? So she got married 10 years ago to someone else. Is that right? But for some reason she's come up in your thinking recently. Okay. Let's do an energy read on her. Oh, well, very interestingly, Naresh, she is having a tower moment. This is a major arcana, and the tower is a period of upheaval. So I'm wondering if, obviously, with only one card, there's only so much that information that we can gain from the, there's a few questions so that you've asked in there. But the tarot card, I'm wondering if, like, so that you started thinking of her recently, and that maybe this is because of this tower moment for her, that she could be thinking of the past, maybe as well. In times of struggle and difficulty, when something in her current life is breaking down. This could be problems in her marriage. It could be just something that the tower is when you think something is very stable. So a relationship, marriage, job, etc. And there's some kind of upheaval, so there's a sudden change, a sudden shock in a situation, and things kind of get derailed. The tower moment is when old energy, so old people, places, things get swept out of our life quickly. Like I say, sudden change, sudden endings, like going through a rocky patch. It is ultimately a good thing, even though it can be very challenging when it's happening. But what it does usher in is people that do align with us, things that I always like to call it, it's really a spiritual intervention. It's some situation that maybe you wouldn't ever leave yourself willingly. So spirit kinds of intervenes and removes you from a situation. Say if a job was um so that would be a separate question, really, Naresh. Maybe a question to ask yourself intuitively. I mean, if you're in no contact and it's been 10 years, that is a long time. But this really, looking at the question, is she happy? And I would just wonder energetically that this has come up for you is because she's going through some kind of tower moment. If you did want a more in-depth reading, the link is in the chat there. But that gives us insight into where she's at, okay? There's obviously only so much that we can cover with one card. But I hope that offered you some insight and guidance, yeah? So we have Daruv next. If you have your question ready. If you're still here, Daruv. And then after that, we have Izzy. Hey, Susan, if you're still here, if you'd like a question, if you'd like a reading, you just check out the message in the chat for instructions. Daruv or Izzy? No. I'll move on. Just go back to the list. We have Judite, if you're still here, Judite. Hey, Judite. Awesome. Oh, hey, Izzy. I'll just do Judite's first, Izzy, and then I'll read yours after. If you want to have your question ready, though. Judite, just pop your question in the chat. Thank you. Thanks, Jean. Okay, Judah, what is the energy from the company CFA towards me? I've had this a few times, Judah. Is this what's the situation with them? Do you work with them now? Sorry, I know that you have told me this before. Is this the is another company? So we're looking at the new company. You interviewed with this new company. So seeing around the energy around the interview and how you were received. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Spirit, how was Judite received by this company, please? Nice energy. Page of Voices. So Page of Voices is someone who's put together, yeah? They're clear in communication. So I feel like you communicated well. That came across. You see how this is quite a serious character, someone that you would respect. Yeah. With it being Page, this is like it doesn't have to be an age, but it's more of a youthful energy, like someone who would have a lot of space to grow. So I don't know if this is a relatively new field or somewhere where you would have a place where you could progress. Yeah. Good ideas, good thoughts. So we see a lot here swirling in the mind and in the thoughts. But this is positive energy. So I'd see like things that pop out, an intelligence, a sharp mind. They're looking to make a team, okay? So someone with a sharp mind, good ideas and good communication. Does your experience, is it like, do you have a lot of experience in this area? So Jean says the glasses pop out to you. They are looking at you. That's a different way of looking at it, yeah. So Kelly, you just need to pop your like in the chat if you'd like a reading. Just please refer to the pinned comment, guys, if you want a reading. You're all quite experienced, okay. So yeah, I would take, look, she's dressed very smartly as well. So that's like, it's a minor detail, but it's an important detail, and it all contributes to that idea of being taken seriously. So I would say this is overall that you came across well. That's knowledgeable, yeah. Um, right, just go back to the list. So we have Andrea next, if you're still here. Andrea may have left. And then I believe we have Anne. Oh, Andrea's here. Awesome. Thank you. Any messages from Saul, your daughter's father? Okay. Are we in, Andrea? Can you just share whatever you feel comfortable with? But are you in no contact, situationship, or connected? Just the more context for everyone here, the more context that you can give me, whatever you feel comfortable with, the more personalized reading that you can have, which results in the sure thing. Okay, thanks, Andrea. And are you hoping for reconciliation here, potentially? Still a lot of feelings there. Okay. Let's see what Source feels for Andrea here, please, Spirit. Oh, Izzy. Sorry. I'll read you after, Andrea. Pop your question in the chat, Izzy, so I don't miss you. Andrea. Message for Andrea from Soul, please, Spirit. Can you expect some movement, Andrea, here? If you have in this area, yeah, so then making a move towards you in some way. Eight of Inspiration is ruled by the element of fire, so this is our heart's desires, passions, physical attraction as well. The Eight of Inspiration, so this in the traditional deck is like 8 wands just being sort of fired off here. In this particular deck, there's this person who has a very determined energy. So if there may have been some stagnation, some kind of obviously there's been difficulties in this relationship. I'm drawn to this Tower moment in the past. I don't know if that represents here the breakup, yeah. Of this relationship breaking down and the upheaval that went on there. Tower is like heavy energy, so it's difficult. This is much of a change of pace in this. This is someone making a decision, getting very determined about what direction they want to go in. So I don't know if this has manifested yet, because this can be current energies or near future energies, but it's certainly a shift in direction, and I see that energetically then moving towards you more, feeling more driven and determined to express their feelings to you, to maybe let you know how they feel, feel inklings of that, or already beginning to materialize. Stops and starts energies of that, and then this is like it coming through fully. Tell what resonates with that current or near future. So Kelly, you just need to put your like number in chat if you want to be added. If you just refer to the pinned comment for instructions. Izzy, when will Aries break no contact? So I don't do timelines, Izzy. But what I'll do is an energy read on your Aries and see where they're at now. Okay, so what they're in thoughts and feelings are about this connection, if that's all right, and this will give us insight and guidance to what their likely move will be. When will Aries break no contact? But let's have a look what your Aries is thinking and feeling, Izzy. After a period of assessment, thinking, planning about looking back at this connection, I think that's what's happening now. They're really musing on this, yeah. So assessing the situation, the pros and cons, always when I see this card, the pros and cons of the relationship. And then I do see communication coming through to you, Izzy, with the Muse of Voices. Muse of Voices, so voices about communication, it's about speaking their truth, it's about, and this will in turn move the situation forward. Muse of Voices in the traditional deck is King of Swords. Okay, so that is someone who has come to a place where they are ready to communicate and confident with what they want to say. And being able to communicate that with you. So at the moment they are working on it. It is in the pipeline. It is processing that information, but they want to get it right in their heads exactly how they feel and what they want to say before they move forward with this, Izzy. But Muse of Voices is someone, yeah, who wants to communicate their truth clearly to you, so you can expect that to come through. Hi, Nettie. So, you just need to, for everyone joining, if you're new here, I know for most people have already subscribed, but if you are new here, please subscribe, put your like in the chat, and then wait to be called. So have your question ready for when I call you, okay? So just like Jean said there, put your like number in the chat, and when I call you, have your question ready and type it, okay? And then I'll just move through everyone in order. So Jean, for my reading, love didn't show up. I didn't see, that wasn't what I saw, Jean. I saw a reconnection there with your person. Coming back into harmony. Then we had the Hierophant, which was about reconciliation, the connection. Go back and rewatch, Jean. That wasn't what I got from it. So, hey, Sun says, hey, Sun, like 15. I want to test about. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the list, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so Anne, are you here, my dear Anne? I did, June. So I got the whole thing for me was about a strong connection. Was the love reading, was 3 major arcanas, which talk about the powerful connection between you both, and like a reconnection happening. So I would go back and watch it again with that mindset. It doesn't always have to be like, the Lovers card or Cups cards to be about love. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, just always ask if something's not clear. So, Anne, maybe not. Maybe you've gone. So I'll move on. So we have so just checking the likes. So Kelly Smith, are you here? We'll do Kelly Smith, Sun, and then Nettie. Just have your questions ready. So Kelly, if you want to pop your question in the chat, please. Hey Kelsey. Maybe Kelly's gone. I'll just hold on 1 minute. If not, then I'll read for Sun. So I've got your question here. Hey Susan, you just need to pop your like in the chat if you'd like a reading. I'm good, thank you, Kelsey. I hope you're well. Okay, we have Anne here. Thanks, Jean. Okay, this is for Anne. So Susan, I didn't see your like number, so I've just gone back to see, and it was just your question. Okay, this is for Anne. What blessings and positive changes can I expect in 2025? Breathe emotions, Anne. So this is for you, Anya. Three of Emotions is a card of celebration. Cups is all about something that is close to your heart. Heartfelt matters. It's quite a social card as well, so I feel like that you may be already quite a social person, but there could be quite a lot of activity in this area. So friendships being made, people of influence here, getting out there, yeah, getting out into the world and making networking and connecting. But it's really quite a joyful and happy energy when we see this Three of Emotions. Yeah, it's very uplifting. It's quite a light energy. There is not a lot of heaviness here, so there's a sense of ease. And which maybe has been missing. It's much more of a balance, like if you've had a lot of work or heaviness, but it's like I feel like we've had a similar energy for you in the past with this. Things just in general feeling a bit easier and lighter, and being able to enjoy just those social events, those things not almost being as serious as maybe as what they felt. So yeah, lots of blessings in that area. Maybe lots of invitations to social events as well, and celebrations coming off the back of that. Connecting with people, so say like deepening connections with friends, with family. Whatever's your on your cards of what you'd like to gain from things socially as well. What that might be, could vary for from person to person. But nice energy, things getting lighter, easier. Thanks, Jean. So Kelly, you just need to pop your like number in the chat. If you're new here, just subscribe, pop your like number in the chat, and then when you're called, just have your question ready. The pinned info, just for anyone wondering, it's just at the very top of the chat, but really that's all that it contains, Kelly, for you. And then if you'd like a more in-depth, there's some other more in-depth spreads available. So I hope that's clear. So that was for Anne. So I believe now we have Sun. If you have your question, it's not. Sun sees. Thanks, Jane. Maybe Sun sees is gone. I'll hold on 1 second. Oh, here you are. Awesome. Just put your question in the chat. Like say, guys, anyway, thank you. Awesome. I wanted to ask about a mother figure I recently reconnected. Wow, okay. There was a betrayal before, but due to being quite alone and in a difficult time, I reconnected. Sure thing. Should I be wary of her? Thanks, Jean. You're allocated moderator today. I really appreciate it. Sun sees. Okay, let's check out this mother figure, see what energy that she is coming forward with. Lol, yeah. We do, and motivation as well is also awesome at helping us with the but I am going to look into what Aniket said, the bot who can write lists, which would be awesome. I knew there'd be some kind of app that would help me. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, Sun sees, this does talk about some kind of conflict, okay? And that betrayal that you mentioned as well. Five of Voices, to me, what comes through with this time, because obviously it's different any time. But it's like a split energy, and this is what I feel like that she's coming forward with. Sun sees, okay, this is her as a person. or I'm drawn to this here. So inside there are different sides. I mean, all of us have this, but maybe sort of um this more than others with her, okay? This split energy about her. And I kept two sides to her, yeah. This two people. So this one side of her that can be kind, and that you maybe really feel that, like you say, that motherly connection and that support. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, Suntils. So she still has that other side to her though, okay? That is that, yes, to be wary of, that can be unkind, that can speak harsh words. When we see five of voices, so that in the traditional deck is swords, yeah? So that can come across in communication. On one side, the swords can be people who communicate well and speak their truth. But the other side of the coin of voices or of swords is harsh words. When people get nasty, yeah, they can cut with their words. They can be cutting. So I do see that's what comes forward with me, is that yes, she does have that good side to her, that a kinder side, a softer side, which maybe you recognize. But there is still this other side to her that really is part of her character, is part of who she is, and it still remains. So enter into this with eyes wide open, Sunseas, okay? So don't, we can still have that connection with someone. It doesn't mean that we have to cut people out of our lives completely who are like this, but do understand that about her, that other side of her still remains, still exists. So to be wary of that, and maybe only, yeah, to be on your toes with her. Don't give too much trust. This obviously limits the relationship to, there's only so deep, yeah, that you can go with someone like this. So the other side is very present, yeah. So I mean, if she's been nasty to you verbally and things like this, or it could be more of a slyness and a, like you say, a betrayal, if it can be lies. The flip side of truth is obviously lies, and that's in the sword suit. So yeah, I would say proceed with caution, Sunseas. This isn't likely to change as part she is. She's can be two-faced, I guess, if you wanted to put it bluntly. So keep it maybe an arm's length. Proceed with caution. Yeah. So Kelly, just refer to Jean's instructions. Okay, so let's see, is Nettie P still here, please? We've got Nettie P, and then we've got Kelsey, if you're here. Thanks, Nettie P. You're welcome, Sunseas. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jada. Hey, Kelsey. Glad you're still here. Hey, Nettie. So, Nettie, will my financial situation improve within the next 6 months? Hi, Jada. Thanks, Kelsey. Right. Nettie, this is for you. Let's have a look at finances next 6 months. Look at this: financial progress, new beginnings, new opportunities, Nettie P. So this is very positive omen to see. New financial opportunities will come to you. And this is a starting point, a jumping off point that will lead to bigger and better things and improvements. This is you overthinking, feeling very anxious. Okay, if we've had money worries. This comes with the promise as well, Natty P. This is reassuring that the fears and anxieties you'll maybe have a tendency to go on with this sometimes get to worst case scenario situations. This comes with the promise that fears will be unfounded. Yeah, so try to manage these anxious thoughts in the meantime of waiting for this new opportunity. I feel like obviously you'll, oh, can everyone hear me else? Might be, I think I can still see my mic's on. Can everyone else hear me? You can, Jada. So Nettie, I think it's you. You'll have to go back and re-watch this chat, I hope. So I'll just finish the reading and then you can re-watch it. Nine of Voices is about managing these anxieties in the meantime, because coming from this place of fear, we all do it, some more than others, but making decisions and moving forward in life, in decisions, coming from this place of fear and anxiety is obviously not the best place to be making decisions from. It's really like coming from a place of lack, a place of lacking trust as well. So we may even fudge opportunities that come towards us because we are still coming from that place of fear. Yeah. Or we may spin on the wheel, waste a lot of energy in the wrong areas, for example, things like that. Yeah, so try to manage these anxieties, center yourself, do whatever you can to, if it's meditating, if it's exercising, self-care, you know, whatever kind of brings that down to a more manageable place. Try not to give in to this kind of thinking. The opportunities are on the way. So you need to be in a good place mentally when they do come through. Thanks, Ivo, for confirming. Awesome. Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey. Is sales the right career for me? Interesting. Let's have a look. I used to be in sales. It's interesting. You learn a lot, but it's, I don't know how long you've been in sales. It's very high pressured. Yeah. It's relentless. I found it was exciting on one level, and I think that I don't know if you found this. You haven't done sales before, okay? I think there's a lot to be learned, because what I liked about sales is that what you put in, as long as the structure is fair, you know, the company that you work for, but the effort that you put in is that you get it back. So if you're a hard worker, you know, a lot of the place, if you're all on the same pay, it's not, there's no commission or anything. Yeah, marketing slightly different. I would say that would probably be more interesting. You want to do marketing, but as I'm graduating, I kind of want to do sales now. Well, yeah, maybe as a bridge. I think short. Anyway, I'll see what the cards say because I took over this. But I would say, if you've got a lot of energy, they'll take and take and take the company from the sales team. They tend to push them exceptionally hard. Yeah. The apparently statistically there's like a 2-year burnout period of salespeople. Obviously, if you get into sales management and things like that, that's slightly different, but yeah, it's pretty relentless. But let's see what, say if you were to go in this direction, yeah, what would it bring? Sales. No problem, Kelly. Thank you. Okay. This is for Kelsey. What would sales bring? Two of inspiration. This is nice. This is being able to, this is, inspiration is ruled by the element of fire. In the traditional deck, it's wands. And it talks about expansion, Kelsey. So I feel like this would expand your world in many respects. This is coming up again. So you see this white expanse here. I don't know if you felt this, or that you've been coming up against a wall in many respects, with regards to either not feeling inspired, not being able to connect with anything that does inspire you or get you fired up, or you've been having no's in a certain area. I know you said you're studying at the minute, but this is some kind of breakthrough. Okay, you felt with marketing. Okay, this is like the yeah, like uninspired, really. This white expanse, it's like coming up against this brick wall, not being able to connect or get any land. Yeah, like you're putting the message out there to the universe, or putting applications, whatever it looked like for you, and there's just nothing coming back. Yeah, we've all felt like it's just not happening. So this is, it's an inroad, yeah. Feel like some good experience would come from this. It is a breakthrough moment. So you would feel that connection in sales. So I would definitely say that this could be something exciting to explore if you feel drawn to that as well. If your intuition is telling you to go in that direction, there's no harm in, there's a lot to be taken from it, a lot to learn, and obviously it all is in connecting with marketing as well, if that was to come after, and something that you might lean into at a later date. But maybe what's happening now, this breakthrough. And look, this is you get an idea of what more your path would look like. It gives you some kind of structure and a form, a plan begins to form from this. So yeah, I think this could be something interesting if you feel drawn to it, if you feel inspired to do it. I feel like that you could land and feel connected with this now, and this will expand your situation and lead to other opportunities. Yeah, because who knows what can come from the back of getting that experience under your belt, and where that road will take you. And it's all in the same area. It doesn't mean you have to spend the rest of your life in sales. um it may be just something that you do that then leads to the next part of your journey. But it feels like, yeah, this is what's happening now. I'm in the space of networking, applying for entry level sales jobs, yeah, reading books about sales. Awesome. Yeah, because in some ways I always think everything is sales. um I definitely want to try out sales for 2 years and move somewhere else. Yeah, exactly. Give it so much to learn and gain, and if that you want from it. And also I think it can be really amazing for your confidence, for anyone, because sales, there's a lot of rejection in sales, which sounds quite negative, but you get a kind of a thick skin to it, and um you develop a hell of a lot of people skills in sales, reading different characters, um getting to know all kinds of people across the board, and how to connect to them. So great for people skills. But yeah, I would say, I would agree, it's like a short-term thing. Well, it'll be a crash course in that, Kelsey, as well. And what I would say is don't just keep pushing on with it as well. Like if you have to really get used to, like, if you get lots of no's, not to let that like get you down. You just have to forget about that and move on, which is also a good life skill. Hey Janavi, thanks for saying hi anyway, no problem. Busy work day. I thought that might be the case. Thanks for saying hi. So Kelsey, that was interesting for you there. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Kelly, so thanks for your... Oh, and we've got Jada as well. Jada, just pop your question in the chat, and then Kelly, I'll read you after that. So I'm just trying to go back. Kelly, if you just want to post your question again as well, actually. Sorry, because it's way back in the chat. Jada, are you still here, my dear? Hey, Jada. Who is speaking negatively over me? So I'm an energy reader, Jada. So I'd read energy between you and a person, you and a situation. So I'm not sure if that question would really work in the way that I read tarot. Do you have another question? Is there someone in mind who you feel like maybe speaking negatively over you? Like if you want me to look at, like I say, someone's energy or whatever's going on for you, just share whatever you feel comfortable with, obviously. Okay, let's have a look at, we can do that, absolutely. Let's have a look at Kayla's intentions. Kayla's intentions towards Jada, please, Spirit. Okay. I don't do yes no questions. I always say that, but sometimes it does come through quite clearly that I would say no with this, because I think this is you, Jada, feeling anxious and worried about a situation. I don't think, not to say that this negative energy, obviously you are picking up on something. I don't feel like that it's coming from Kayla. I feel like because this card is all about fears being unfounded, and that's the main aspect of this message. So this is you, I think, getting in your head. Maybe those thinking worst case scenarios. You know, those one thoughts can get, I always think when we get in this space, you know, it can spiral quite quickly. When we get in this headspace. So do what you can to try and shift yourself out of this. This is a card of comfort and reassurance, Jada, to say that maybe it's not as bad as what you think or feel. I don't believe it's coming from Kayla. Okay. So you've had troubles with being blocked financially in love, right? First off, anyway, so I don't think the reason, obviously, to look into that deeper, it would take more than, just this one card. But I don't think this is the reason why. So there'll be other reasons, obviously, maybe even this anxiety and fear. I don't know if you're coming from, if you've got a lot of fear and anxiety that you deal with, Jada, this can sometimes block our this can definitely block our flow and our energy. And coming from this place is obviously very stressful, it's very draining. Um so do what you can to try to manage this. If you meditate, if you manifest, if you need to speak to someone who is trusted, who you love, that you can confide in, that would be the first step. But with regards to Kayla, I would say no, it's not coming from that. So I hope that offered you some comfort with regards to that situation, at least. Hey, Eco. Yeah, Ivo, I really like it as well. It's the Muse Tarot deck for anyone wondering about the deck. I really like the images. So we have Kelly next, if you're still here. Kelly Smith. Is it Kelly Smith? Yes, Kelly Smith. I don't know if she's still here. I know she was having difficulties. Okay, I will move on to, I believe Eco is next, who I think is last. Just give me, I'm just going to pop a message in the chat. I think she's gone, Jean. So anyone who's posted a question, I'll still read for you, but I'm just going to close the list now. But obviously anyone who's popped the question here, so Eco, pop your question in the chat. Maybe Eco's gone. If anyone is still waiting and I've missed you, or just pop your question in the chat now. Oh, here we go. Your next year, okay. Oh, hey Susan. Yeah, so our career prospects, specifically Eco. Awesome, Susan. So just hang fire. I'll read for you after Eco. I'd like to receive a message regarding your next year with career prospects. Yeah, Jean, absolutely. I'll read for Susan as well. Eco, this is for you. Career prospects for the upcoming year, Spirit. Ooh, Major Arcana, Eco. Emperor is all about boss energy. So this could actually be about, I don't know if you're in a managerial position already, but it can speak about a step up and a promotion. The Emperor is someone who is a leader and is a good leader as well, someone who has the ability to manage a team. So if that may apply to your situation, but if not, if you're have your own business or something like that, but it's about a leveling up, definitely a step up of some kind. The Emperor is someone who likes to be in control, but they are They are someone who you can really rely on and bring a lot to the table. But the main message is, I see you, if this is where you want your career to go, you know, which I imagine it is on the up, but can you see how these people here as well, like, can be your team or people who, and you were sort of the leader, really, like leveled up from that, someone who people will come to for advice, additional responsibility. Work could very much be a lot of the focus for the upcoming year, eco as well, that you continue on this journey. The Emperor is very ambitious and they don't suffer fools gladly, okay? So they're quite a tough character as well. So I hope that resonates with where you are. Lean into that energy. You know, don't shy away from it, eco. If this is that, almost that toughness, that side of that character, and setting the tone and setting the pace of how you want things to go and how you want things to be. Yeah, I'm glad this resonates. But this is the card that you would want to see in Korea, you know, very positive. And lean into that kind of energy as well. It will take you far. Okay, Susan, this is for you. Just pop your question in the chat, and then Kelly, awesome, you made it back. And that'll be my last reading, guys. Susan, are you here, my dear? Message from Spirit. Thanks, Susan. What does Susan need to hear right now, please, Spirit? What does Susan need to hear right now? So Susan, Major Arcana, quite a lot of Major Arcanas today. The Star card is about not giving up hope on a situation. So this is often the case when we see the Star about a long-held dream or wish that hasn't come to fruition as yet. And this is the Star energy to say, it doesn't matter how things look or how things appear, okay? Don't give up on this situation, this dream, this wish. It's very much a wish upon a star kind of energy, but this is holding the vision, having hope. It's a card of hope. It's actually about a spiritual connection as well. So leaning into that if you have spiritual practices in order to lift ourselves up to have hope, yeah, on maybe a situation that at times has felt hopeless. And this is kind of holding on and remaining to that sense of wonder, that sense of almost innocence, of not giving up on a dream, even if other people or circumstances of things might just say, this is, you know, what makes you think that that's going to happen, or that kind of logical, you know, this isn't about being logical, this is about leaning into the delusion sometimes, okay, of not letting go of this long held wish, because I'm drawn to this Ace of Inspiration at the bottom of the deck, which is about new opportunities in connection to this, new ideas coming through to you about of how to make this happen, feeling inspired once again after a period of maybe feeling like that this is hopeless. Ace of Inspiration is about having an aha moment here, and getting a new idea about, yeah, how you could make this happen, a new inspired once more to give it a go. up. So a message of hope, in essence, a beautiful message. So Kelly, this is for you. Energy around you at the moment, past loved ones, guides, spirit. So I'm not a medium, so don't do people that have passed over, Kelly, just so you know. But I will have a look at energy surrounding you at the moment and a message from spirit, what spirit would like you to know right now. I'm glad that resonated, Susan. Okay, Kelly, let's have a look. What message for Kelly, please, Spirit? Oh, nice. Page of Emotions, Kelly. So this can be, it's about keeping your heart open. Okay. If you've had a challenging time, something that's maybe given you inclination to close off your heart, this is about continuing to take emotional risks. Page of Emotions is an offering of sorts as well. So an offering of love or an offering of something that is connected to your heartfelt desires. Okay, Kelly. So I don't know, tell you what resonates with this, if it is romantic in nature, or it can just be, like I say, when we see emotions, about the things that we love that matter to us, you know, in our, like I say, in our heart, our heartfelt desires. This isn't so much about the physical or the material world, like money, etc. This is our emotional journey in life. And there's some kind of movement in that connected to something in love. But the main question, the main sort of message, sorry, is about needing to keep your heart open, Kelly. Maybe in, even when we're hurt, even when things feel like we have to get our defenses up and our walls open. This is a message for everyone really as well. But try to still lead with love, and still keep your heart open to opportunities, to feeling love, to being open to receive. Yeah. So I don't know if you've had some struggle in this area, but this will move you on to keep you moving forward in life, keep us leveling up, keeping us, taking us through to the next gateway, the next chapter. So it's a beautiful message, really. There are people around you as well, which I see represented by these fish here, who need you to still be someone to rely on and be there. You offer a lot and bring them a lot to the table. They may be even having concerns about you. So this is the message, Kelly. Yeah, Jean, this feels like a final message for everyone as well, that even when circumstances seem to tell us to close our heart because there are people who feel against us, and the challenges that this world can bring and everything that goes on in that we can still lead with love and keep our hearts open. Despite that, there are people that need us to be like this and rely on us. So let's end on that note. Thank you everyone for being here. Hey EA, yes, absolutely. I'll be back on, the list is closed, but like Jean said, if you want to subscribe, and then you'll be notified when I go live next, which will be Monday. Thank you, Jean, for all your help today with the in the chat. I really do appreciate it. I'm wishing everyone a good weekend, yeah? Um, take a moment, take it slow with this full moon Taurus. Let's take our time and try and enjoy the day and move slowly through it without rushing. Love and light, everyone. Take care, and I will see you on Monday, hopefully. Blessings. Bye, Ivo. Bye, Jean. Bye, everyone. Thank you.